Welcome to Myths. I'm Matt Hoss.
And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus,
If you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest.
what?
What? It's really interesting.
Welcome to Myths. Welcome to Myths.
Good morning, or evening, or afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and our non-binary friends. Please welcome, it's Matt Hoss and Dan Rhodes. It's Myths!
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Dan, how are you doing, mate?
I am good, Matthew. Thank you for asking me how I'm doing. How are you doing, to continue the pleasantries?
Is it well, I didn't consider our friends pleasantries. I was kind of, I was just, I was happy to see you, I wasn't just going through the motion. It's good to see you, Dan. It's been too long.
Yeah, unfortunately because of lockdown, I don't really know how to socialise anymore.
Well, to be fair, you were quite bad at that beforehand, genuinely.
I was very bad at that.
Because Dan is the kind of friend that, after uni, no one saw any of him. Because, to be fair, you would travel for a bit, but you're quite elusive. You're not like a social media hound, are you? You're kind of one of these people that like
I'm not elusive. But I am good at socialising in terms of, obviously, I do go out and see people. Like, I am very good at, actually in social situations.
Yes, you actually are. I've seen you at the pub with mates, and you are the, the height of the party. You're the life and soul of the party. That's what you are. Because I remember we went drinking must have been about 2 years ago at this point, where we went drinking, went for a pub quiz with your friends, and I awkwardly tried to answer some questions, and then there was some geography questions that came up. You're like, right, here's the coordinates to everywhere on the globe, here we go! And it was fantastic. It was very good.
That was a good day, actually. I forgot about that.
Also, Dan, do you know what I was thinking about earlier? And I'm sure our Miss fans will kind of be like, very excited to hear from us. It's been a while. But I was thinking, like, a year ago, over 14 months ago, we did a live one of these shows in front of actual people. How mad's that?
That is pretty crazy, to be fair. Pretty crazy.
It was definitely
That was a good day, actually, wasn't it? That was a really nice day.
Yeah, and we should definitely do it again sometime. And hey, listener, it's great to have you back here as well. It's a real pleasure. And if you do want to have a Myths Live, why don't you get in touch? Because we might put one on soon, if that's of interest. If it's not of interest, then we'll just go back into being recluses.
Back into the Myths Cave.
The Myths Caves, yeah. Dan, how is your retreat to the Myths Cave? What have you been up to? It's been literally about a month since I've spoken to you, and I want to hear all the gossip. What's new with Dan Rhodes?
Well, Matthew, I obviously I'm 2 months into my new job.
I was going to say 2 months into a pregnancy there, but I was trying to figure out how that would
Yep,
work.
I'm in my second trimester.
Lovely bit of
Or
business.
first trimester.
Yeah.
I don't know how trimesters work. I'm guessing they're split into every 3 months is a trimester. Because that means that 9 divided by 3 is 3. And there are 3 trimesters. Boom! Did maths again.
Yeah, and also, tri means 3, and mester means 3 as well. It's in Latin.
Well, mester, because it's damn it. I hate it when you apply logic to stuff. Is that where you get semester?
Oh!
I wonder what mester stands for then. What's the etymology of the word mester? Because you have semesters, don't you? At university, term times are called semesters. Trimesters. Wow.
Maybe it means
we are
months.
Such bastions of knowledge.
Well, yeah. How?
Well, I say knowledge. We're doing that classic Myths thing, which is when we start to say a fact, but we don't know enough of the information to actually fully back up.
Hold on. What point did we ever say facts? You know what I mean? We didn't ever say three, but that's it really. But yeah, Dan. So what are you 2 months into your new job?
Yeah, and it's going pretty well. I'm having a good time. It's really good.
What can you tell us about the job? Because I think you're a little bit elusive about what it is, but and you don't have to say. But is it enjoyable?
Yeah. Why don't you ask me some yes/no questions about my job, and then maybe we'll piece together what I actually do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's do some yes and no questions to try and figure out
my secretive government job.
Because we can't say what you actually do, but yeah. But Dan, do you work for the Government of Work and Pensions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Didn't it? Well, that's settled that mystery.
Are you a spy? Yes. I mean, shit.
I'll ask some more questions. Do you kind of have you is it a fun job?
Yes.
Do you ever have to investigate about people's missing pensions?
No.
Have you ever had like a very drama-filled day there?
Do you know what, actually? Okay, so actually what is interesting is I finished my training technically now. That was like 6 weeks of training. And now I'm doing like shadowing of like people that do my job currently. So I shadow them and I get to like see kind of what a typical day to day would be like, and I kind of put all the training, like see how the training is like in practice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really interesting. I've been like shadowing like calls and like, yeah, following them around and watching what they do on a daily basis and what I will eventually be doing in 2 or 3 weeks' time myself. So it's very exciting.
I'm not sure if this is a London thing or just the kind of different jobs that we've done. Because, like, in the course of this podcast, we've done a lot of different types of jobs. You know what I mean? We've had a different evolution. We've definitely grown as people. Well, I've grown as a person. You've just changed jobs.
Actually, we had a girl start the other day, and she was from drum roll, please, Matthew. County Durham.
County Durham, from Bishop Auckland. Where's she from?
I didn't get a chance to ask, but I did say, oh, I have a friend that lives in Darlington. And she went, cool.
What? And that is the person you got pregnant.
Yeah. Anyway, we're married now.
Yeah. I'm going to say, well, romantic.
I need to find a way to get closer to you. She's probably a cousin. I assume you guys are all related up there, so...
Yeah, well, if it's a cousin, I'd probably kissed her. Keep your hands off.
If she's got a vagina and she's from County Durham, there's a 99% chance that Matt has made out with her.
Well, that sounds like I'm more of a player.
Sorry, no, it's not made out with. Sorry, it's fallen in love with at some point.
See, that's more accurate. But what was I saying? I feel like we've kind of gone through a big evolution, and we definitely changed a lot as people. But what I find different about our jobs is that in your kind of London jobs and the previous job you did as well, like you have to do like so much training, and then eventually start shadowing someone, and then in 2 years' time you start actually doing the job properly. That's definitely a nice way of doing things. It's very, you learn as you go. But I find with the jobs I am, it's like, right, you've got no experience, we don't know if you're gonna do the job, but here's all the things you need to do. Bye. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of jobs I do. And I'm not sure if it's a north-south thing or it's just a weird kind of jobs I go for. But
I think it's the kind of jobs you go for, in all fairness, because I feel like you go for jobs that are very like, we need someone to fill this position. I'm here. Fine, you man, do this.
And the thing is,
and then you're just like, cool, I'm doing this now, I guess.
And you are right, because I'm one of these people who, I am not someone's first point of call. I'm definitely shit. There's no one else. Let's get that weird, funny man in. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's true.
Yeah, but that is a testament to you, because I feel like you are someone you're very capable of a lot of things. So you will do the job and you will do it well.
Well, that's it. Like genuinely, like because I work for a mental health charity. If you don't know, and I actually think I'm one of the best workers there because I can do everything. Because like yesterday, I did a lot of I do a lot of like one-to-ones with young people, making sure they're doing okay, and I can do the safeguarding stuff and do the real kind of deep chat, and some kind of big stuff do come up. Do you know what I mean? So but within that though, like I did a PowerPoint presentation yesterday to young people, and at the end, Dan, they love me. And then we had 10, so they could have fucking hated me, but at the end, they loved me. It was great.
You're so proud of yourself. Good job, Matt. No, I bet you smash it. Good job.
Thank you. And so, Dan, can you tell us what was the most crazy hijinks that you got up to in your training at the government place that you can't quite say where it is?
Even though we kind of did.
No, you just said yes to my question.
That's true. I didn't say what I did. Look, here's the crux of the training, right? And it's very civil service, and it's quite hilarious. I went into... So part of my training was done by a gentleman who was it's all done on Microsoft Teams, right? So it's all done remotely. Actually, it's done by a bunch of people up north. Up to north. And the first guy we had for training for the first 3 weeks was... If you had to picture a civil servant, like a typical... I know we use the word civil servant a lot, and that means just anyone that works for the government. But if you could picture your, like, most bland, vapid, boring civil servant person. This was him. And oh my god, did it make training unbelievably difficult. I cannot describe how boring it was, Matt. The first 3 weeks was... And it's not exactly... I'm not exactly doing like a job that's filled with like, you know, rainbows and lollipops. It's quite depressing subject matter sometimes, and I have to do make a lot of hard decisions. And so it's very dry material, right? There's a lot of like, I have to learn a lot of like policy and things like that. Now, learning about government policy isn't fun at the best of times, but when you've... Hello, everybody.
Right, hold on. Before you do his voice, firstly, can I kind of paint a mind picture for our listeners?
Yeah,
please.
I feel that... Yeah, who do you picture like this boring civil service guy that you think I'm talking about?
All right, I want you to kind of say yes or no to these. Or, like, don't say them straight away. I'll paint a picture and you tell me the ones which I've got right. Okay, so this is my idea of a very boring civil servant. Okay. About 50 to 55 years old.
Correct.
Balding on top.
Correct.
Got glasses, which are very much his only personality trait.
Correct. Please, what kind of glasses?
I would say quite square glasses, which are and black. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're bottle like top, bottom, whatever they're called, glasses.
Quite a noticeably big nose, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
A mustache, but no other facial hair.
He had like a goatee.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the kind of thing I thought either a mustache or like a goatee. There's definitely some kind of facial hair there. A white shirt and a pink tie.
What? I'm not even joking. He actually did his picture on Microsoft Teams as him with a white shirt and a pink tie.
Yes! Oh my god!
I'm not even fucking joking. It was like a salmony pink. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anyway, and he, I won't even say his name because he might listen to this.
I'm gonna guess his name. Is his name Kevin?
No, it wasn't, unfortunately. But it was a very run-of-the-mill name. But, you know, hello, everybody. It's me here. Okay, guys. Matt, I'm not even joking. The first day, right, of induction was called Digital Skills.
Wow.
Because they have to make sure that we can all use a computer.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they know that we can use a computer, they have to because this is the problem with the government so far, right? And I mean that working for them in a polite way. They're so hot on making sure that you learn everything that a lot of the times it can be incredibly patronizing and very slow. Because even though they know you know something, they still have to do a 2-hour PowerPoint on it because that's what the government... They've been told they have to do that, right?
Yeah, because it's like it's kind of like if they don't give training to a certain type of person, and it's kind of non-exclusionary. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. And what if that one person... There is one person that doesn't know how to do that thing, and then they turn around and say, hey, I never got taught that. That's going to look really bad if they then say, oh, we assumed everyone did. Because there's always going to be at least one person every now and then that doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And for that one person, we therefore have to learn it. And I do get that logic.
Absolutely.
But oh my god.
Yeah.
We had to do a 7-hour day called Digital Skills.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking like, what is Google? What is a web browser? How to use email? How to use a Word document?
What does www
we had to watch
mean?
a 10-minute video of some cringy civil service video of some woman teaching you how to copy and paste.
Jesus Christ.
And it's not like, it's like properly, that's the only thing I'm really struggling with is how cringy some of these like videos are. Well, okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to copy and paste. Firstly, I'm going to use the cursor, which is the arrow that you control with your mouse. That's the cursor. You can see me moving that around now on my screen. So what you do is you move that around. I can highlight by clicking at the beginning of something and dragging that. You see how it becomes highlighted? Perfect. Why don't you take 30 seconds to pause this video and give that a try? Practicing how to highlight pieces of text on a Word document.
It'd be so funny though. After that, it goes, okay, now you've got that. Now I would like you to create a JavaScript and create me a website from scratch, please.
Yeah. Now I'm going to teach you how to hack into the CIA. This is an important part of this job, yeah.
Well, with that being said, let's hack our way into our lovely Myths episode, shall we?
Yes, after that classic Dan and Matt ramble.
Oh, well, to be honest, I'm kind of considering maybe we should turn Myths into a ramble podcast, because that's essentially what it is. You know what I mean?
What about a podcast whereby there's like we just randomly generate words and we just have to talk about that type of something based on that word?
We can. Why are we pitching a brand new episode, like a new?
I don't know. Okay,
like because that's a really good idea, and now I'm.
It's a really good idea.
But now I'm going to
come on, I'll do it with someone else.
No, don't you dare! How dare you do another podcast behind my back? Like that's not cool. It's not cool.
Because you would never do that, would you, Matthew?
Never do that. But
how is Castival?
Castival's going very well, thank you. We've just finished season 3. It's an absolute treat. Well, you can download it for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, I just found it today on Amazon, so check it out.
That was quite slick, I'll give you that.
To be honest, my promo games is really good at the moment. Yes, let's do a myth. We are on the Mayans, I believe, at the moment, Dan.
The Maya.
And whereabouts are the Maya people?
They are in Central America, mostly the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico.
And last time, about 3 years ago, we did a myth, about that time, kind of like about the Mayan civilization and the creation story, right?
Correct. Yes. Do you remember at all what happened?
I remember Hernan Cortez came and killed everyone.
Spoiler alert, Matt.
Yes, my bad.
Hey, talking about the Mayas, I actually watched Mel Gibson's film Apocalypto the other day. Have you ever seen Apocalypto?
How is that? Because I always I get that confused with Apocalypse Now, which is obviously a very different kind of film.
That's a Vietnam War film,
yes,
yeah.
But like, I get confused because a lot of people talk about that one, but not Apocalypto. Is Apocalypto good?
Apocalypto, I think, is really, really good film. But I do also have to take it with a pinch of salt because I know that it got... Whilst film critics all said it was amazing and people that watch the film would think it's very good, I think from a... it's not exactly the most accurate depiction of Maya culture.
Is it very, very racist?
I think there's a lot of... It's quite barbaric at times, and I think it got in trouble for being maybe depicting them as a little too
I get you.
Scavenger type. Film critics really liked it, and I think it's a very good spectacle, and it's got a good storyline. It's just that he depicts the Mayan civilization as particularly barbaric at times. I think was the issue.
Well, should we get into our Maya myth? Because do you remember what happened last time? Or should we just?
It's in the language of Maya though, which is quite interesting. The whole film is in the Mayan language, which is pretty cool.
That's nice. At least a lot of effort's gone into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely recommend watching it after we've now done it as a we've started to do it. Why not?
Well, you watched Troy for the first 2 years of this podcast.
As always, I had to watch a film about the Mayans because otherwise, where else am I going to get my source of knowledge other than a film that has been widely panned as being not at all accurate?
A lovely bit of business.
That is a good movie, though. To be fair, no one ever doubts that.
Do you think historical accuracy is important in films and TV? Because, I just thought, how they've recently cast...
Yes and no.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen recently that they've cast a black woman as Anne Boleyn, and people are like, that's historically inaccurate. It's like, well, that's the only time you cared about historical accuracy in films, because no one's ever watching it going, oh, the Tudors is actually quite not accurate. It's like, well, it's just a bit of fun, you know what I mean? Also, let's have some representation. We can obviously have you know what I mean? Of course, there's no black queens back then, but why can't we have them on TV now? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? No one cares that much about historical accuracy.
Yeah, I think it depends what though. If it's a film that's trying to be, this is what happened, then maybe that's bad. But if it's just let's have a little fun and fictionalize this a little bit, I like that. But go crazy.
But
either way, I don't think having a black actress is a problem at all. Actually, even if you wanted to do it historically accurate, because as long as they portrayed what happened as accurate as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, and also she
portrayed Anne Boleyn as we think she was.
Yeah, but not even that though. It's just kind of like at some point you're going to have to make an editorial decision where it compromises the accuracy of the film. Because if you had anything historically accurate, it wouldn't be an interesting film. Do you know what I mean? Like at some point you're going to have to make an edit which kind of compromises that, and and that sucks, right? But also
because nothing interesting has ever happened ever.
Yeah, for example, this podcast. We've done it for 3 years, and I think we've had one funny moment, which is what was it, Ganymede's tight butthole?
Yeah,
I do think we've had a lot of funny moments on this podcast, but anyway,
we're doing that thing again, aren't we? Where we get distracted, and this myth's quite long today, I think.
All right, so let's get into it then. Let's go for it. This is a Maya myth, and I hope you enjoy it. Once upon a time.
Shall I start, Matt?
Yeah, go on then.
So this one is called, it's a very famous myth within the Maya culture, and it's about the hero twins.
We can be heroes. Are we twins, Dan?
No, that's literally, how could that even be? What a stupid thing to say, Matt. Google what a fucking twin is.
Go on then.
Anyway.
well, it kind of proved that we aren't twins, because that was it wasn't a connected feeling right there. Go on, start.
The story of the hero twins in the Maya culture. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived two brothers. The brothers tried very hard to be good gardeners, but even the rabbit that rooted in their garden for food each day knew that they were not very good at gardening at all.
See, that is like
but what they were good at,
like they try really good. They're hard to be good at this thing, but even the rabbit, aka the listeners, know we're not very good at it. I was just saying to Dan off air that in the last month, bear in mind, I do 3 podcasts. I just learned how to edit one properly. So, yeah, we're not very good at gardening, are we, Dan?
We're not very good at gardening. What they were good at, great at, absolutely excellent at, were ball games. Onlookers cheered so loudly whenever the boys played ball that the noise attracted the attention of the Lords of Death.
That's cool. Now, this actually sounds like a kind of like a... it sounds like a Disney movie. Do you know what I mean? Like
it does actually. Yeah, that's so like a You can imagine. I reckon at the end of this, we can imagine this animated.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Lords of Death lived in the underworld. They liked to trick people into dying. a classic ruse.
Hey, have you seen that bear trap over there? It'd be quite funny if you put your face into it. How would you trick someone into death?
I mean, so many ways.
If you're going to trick me into death, what would you do?
You, I think, would...
You're going to do it?
Well, it depends on the situation, doesn't it?
Well, no, like... if
Poison? Oh, have this delicious drink.
No, but then you're killing that person.
Poison.
You have to trick them into doing it themselves. Like, do you mind just walking over there for me? Boom! Fell off a cliff. That'd be the worst trick in the world. Look over there. Push you down the stairs. You know what I mean? Like, it's just murder at
Matt,
this point.
can you look down the barrel of this shotgun? Does it look clean to you? Boom! Dead.
I wish the Lords of Death do that, because that's very funny. Anyway.
Either way, they're tricky. They're tricky, these Lords of Death. They especially like tricking people who were bothering them, and the boys were really bothering them. They were far too noisy. The Lords of Death sent a message to the brothers praising their wonderful talent. The message included an invitation to play a ball game in the underworld.
Okay. I've got... hold on. Can we just...
Matt, let's just say we're doing a great job at podcasting, but we're annoying the shit out of the Lords of Death. And one day, we both get invited to a live podcast in the underworld. Are we falling for that?
Dan, I have not done a gig in like a year. I will do anything at this point.
Yeah. Hi, Matt. We're a big fan of your podcast. Please come and deliver us yours faithfully, Satan. Well, this sounds a bit dodge, but you know what? A gig's a gig.
And it is about as subtle and nuanced as your trick of looking down the barrel of a shotgun. Do you know what I mean? That's about that.
Yeah.
But also, what I like about the Lords of Death, because Lords of Death sounds like really brutal and heavy metal, but what they are, essentially, they're like old men. It's like, oh, you're being too noisy. Do you mind not? We're going to send you a letter, and we're going to praise your talent, but please keep it down. That's
it's the equivalent of like the noisy neighbour upstairs with the broom handle on the floorboards.
Yes, that's a really nice way of putting it. Like especially in the underworld. Come to the underworld, aka the basement.
The message included an invitation to play a ball game in the underworld. The brothers were instructed to bring their ball and their protective gear, as none could be provided. No one played ball in the underworld normally, so this would be a great treat for everyone. Oh, they've... Well, that seems legit.
Also, like, what game are they playing as well? Like, because like
I think it's just in Mayan culture they had that. There's the game where they wear like the little ball that they like. You're not allowed to touch with your hands, but you can like keep uppies and all that kind of stuff.
Football,
or is that the Aztecs? Have I just been culturally appropriate? I don't know. Okay, like what? I'm meant to do research before I.
Yeah, we're racist.
Episode 127, Matt. Come on.
Yeah,
you know me better than that.
Anyway.
The brothers did not trust the Lords of Death. Alright, good, these guys are switched on. They hid their ball and protective gear under the rafters of their mother's house. Perhaps without gear they would not have to play, and thus could avoid whatever trickery the Lords of Death had planned. The boys set out to the underworld. They made it safely across the River of Spikes. It's interesting, isn't it, actually, the River of Spikes? And we've got, in every culture we've done so far, there seems to be some kind of river separating... like the underworld to the earth world. It's quite common, isn't it, in mythology?
It's interesting that I like that, and also I like how I was just thinking it just then, like how we always perceive that the death and the world below is like the underworld. Like it's no like, I mean, like it's like I guess there's heaven, but like we also believe there's a place underneath. Do you know what I mean? Like a hellish place underneath.
Yeah, it's always I actually just finished a book recently called Underland by Robert Macfarlane. Very good read. That's about all the things beneath our feet in Earth as they exist physically in geography, and also he explores a lot of mythology actually in literature and why darkness and the underworld is so so appealing or not appealing to humans, and why we kind of it's interesting.
I gotta be honest, I kind of zoned out halfway through. So it sounds like it's not as interesting as the pimp book you once read. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's about a guy who pimps in caves underground.
So why don't you say that? I would have been way into it for sure.
So obviously the Greeks had the river Styx, but the Mayas have the river Spikes. Pretty cool.
But not only that.
They made it safely across the River of Blood. Okay, it's filled with blood. That's a telltale sign.
Yeah. Should we do this gig? There's got spikes. There's a River of Blood, and also, what's next, Dan?
They made it safely across the River of Pus.
Wow. And that
so to get to the underworld in Maya, you have to cross a River of Spikes, a River of Blood, and a River of Pus.
And and by the way, not like yellow bile. That's not what it is. River of Pus. It's just a lot of cats, actually.
Yeah. They arrived safely at the house of the Lords of the Dead. There, a lord waited for them to say hello. It was a trick. That lord was only a wood statue.
This is so lame.
When the boys said hello to the wooden statue, the real lords rushed out from where they were being hiding. They shook their heads in pretended shock.
Do you think our heads are filled with wood?
They cried. The brothers had been royally tricked. They had failed a test.
Now wait,
interrupted one of the real lords.
They did get across all three rivers safely.
Said one of the other lords thoughtfully.
You're right. Of course, hardly anyone ever does that. That's quite an accomplishment and needs to be taken into consideration.
There's a third brother, for fuck's sake. Have a seat and we'll think about what to do with you.
A third lord nodded to the brothers.
Feeling hopeful that perhaps they would not be killed after all, the brothers sat down on a bench. The bench was burning hot. The boys leapt up, and it was too late. They had failed another test.
Don't sit on the burning bench, you idiots.
It's literally on fire, you stupid
It's literally on fire. That's obviously a test, not to sit on it. Shouldn't even be a test.
Yeah, that's a bit like your digital skills class. Like, don't sit on the burning bench.
That would be hilarious if the Lords of Death were like, that wasn't even a test. You're just fucking...
Dan, no.
Matt, I have to say at least one offensive thing every myths.
You don't. No one's ever policed that.
Wait, whoa. That's not in the rules. That's not in our rules.
In the podcast rules. You're in
That's not in our
That's a Joe Rogan
rules.
playbook. All right.
No, but that shouldn't be a test, though. Come on.
Well, here's what happened. They failed another test. For failing 2 tests, the boys were immediately sacrificed. Their bodies were buried under a ball court back on Earth. Wow. That is mad. Let's see what happens.
Well, the end. No. I did not see that coming though. That was crazy. Normally, there's at least 3 tests. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Where's
maybe
the rule of 3?
That was the joy. That's the true trick. Is that they tricked him.
Is it because the bench was so dumb that they were like, that's ridiculous. These guys are...
It's like 2 health points. You know what I mean? Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So that would usually be the end of the story, except for one thing. One lord thought it would be a good warning if the head of one of the boys was placed in a tree where everyone could see it. I kind of see what might happen if you are too noisy warning. Again, a very severe warning for just a noise caution. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you commit some noise pollution, gonna cut off your toes. There the head stayed. No one saw it much because hardly anyone ever entered that part of the forest. The head had made such a racket calling for help that the people who lived in that part of the world were sure their forest was haunted. One day, a young woman came through the forest. She had lost her way whilst picking berries. Before she even noticed the head stuck in the branches, the head said, "When my child is born, take him to my grandmother." After telling the young woman how to find his grandmother's house, the head disappeared. Now, Dan, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here, isn't there?
There is a lot of weird stuff going on here. God, I've missed these weird myths.
So a head is on a branch where no one is to scare off people from making noise. Then the noisy head met a lady, and then, something odd. Anyway, the head disappeared, and the young woman found her grandmother's house. The young woman blinked in surprise. A short time later, she gave birth to the hero twins. What the fuck? What?
Wait, whoa, hang on. So there's a decapitated head screaming in the forest.
Yep.
Which, by the way, is actually terrifying. No wonder no one goes in there.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. A head screaming. Anyway, a woman just happens to have gone in there, found the screaming decapitated head that's crying for help, and it's somehow impregnated her.
Yeah, and not even like, it's just like a short time later, and that sounds like to me like 5 minutes, like, oh, because I'm pregnant, and the baby has just been born. You know what I mean? A bit like Umbrella Academy, kind of that instant pregnancy. Is that a reference you got?
I've only ever seen the first episode of Umbrella Academy, so no.
Well, actually,
But I do know that Jesus' mummy, she didn't have sex and she had a baby.
Well, that's not the point. I'm just saying, like, it's just like it happened like within a minute. Like, yeah, I mean, like no one knew it was happening. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, whatever, Trevor's. Okay. So she gave birth to the hero twins. She took the twins to the house of their grandmother, as instructed. Their grandmother loved the twins dearly, but they did set her to sighing. Like the father before them, the hero twins were not very good at gardening. Why is that the barometer they're using all the time? What a weird thing.
This family loves gardening, alright? There's nothing wrong with that.
And making noise, apparently. What they were good at, great at, absolutely excellent at, was catching rats. You know what, this myth's going to get 10 out of 10 for what the fuck, because this is mad. It's going to get weirder. One day, they caught a rat that could talk. The rat said...
Oh, shall I do this? Can I do the rat? Can I do the rat voice?
Please do.
Sorry, I'm laughing at how weird this myth got.
I mean, like, it's really...
If you will let me go, I'll tell you why you're so good at catching rats. Your father and uncle would catch things too. I will tell you all about a game of ball they played with the laws of death.
That's a very good rat, Dan. You're a good rat boy.
Thank you.
The hero twins let the rat go. In exchange, the rat told them about the Lords of Death. And how has this rat got insider knowledge, by the way? What? They could have found out any other way, but the idea is that they are very good at catching rats, and they somehow catch a rat that can talk. And the rat that
that's a series of incredible coincidences that led to these twins. Yeah,
absolutely, it's mad. And also, their father was a decapitated head who fucked a random lady. Yeah, I mean, he literally does not have testicles. I mean, so anyway. The rat even told them what their father had hidden high in the rafters of their grandmother's home. The hero twins took out that old gear and soon became the most wonderful ball players in the world. But didn't they lose all their equipment before?
No, the brothers that went down to the underworld before, they hid it, didn't they, in the rafters of their mother's house?
Oh,
And the rat has just been like, hey, there's like ball equipment hidden in your mum's house, like, yeah.
Interesting.
Left over by your uncles, yeah. Or your father, which one of, yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Because remember, ironically, the brothers before them knew that it was a trick to go and play a ball game in the underworld, so they didn't take their gear, they just went on their own, and obviously subsequently they did it.
There were so many cheers each time they played. Once again, the racket attracted the Lords of Death.
I thought we got rid of those noisy boys,
snapped the Lord.
Something has to be done about this racket immediately.
And so, a messenger was sent with an invitation to play a game of ball in the underworld. Their grandmother was sad as she heard about it. She knew she was going to lose her grandsons, just as she lost her sons before them. Nobody ever beat the Lords of Death, which I think is a very good message, a moral message, some might say. You can never beat death, unless it's, medicine. The boys packed carefully for their trip. When the boys arrived at the houses of the lords, one of the lords was waiting to greet them. Thanks to the rat, they knew that this was not a real lord. They have a lot to... You know what, is this the same rat in Avengers Endgame which helped save the Avengers?
We need a name for this rat, by the way, because we've got Brian the Eagle. What's this rat called? He's just some, like...
Reggie. Reggie the rat.
Reggie the rat, yeah, he just knows everything, this guy.
It's a very wise rat. Fair play to him.
We're not about to say good... I'll do them a bit bratty, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
We're not about to say good morning to a wooden dummy,
they announced loudly. The real lords came out from where they'd been hiding.
You passed the test,
smiled one of the lords.
Take a seat,
he said warmly, pointing at a cosy-looking bench whilst it was on fire.
No hot seat for us,
said the twins politely. It didn't sound polite,
we'll
but...
stand, thanks.
You passed the second test,
beamed one of the lords. He sounded delightful about it. The twins weren't fooled. They challenged to more tests. They were sent to the dark house. They did not light the cigars the lords had given them to light their way. Wait, why are the lords of death giving cigars to children? What?
Why not? Isn't it a test?
Is it a test? That sounds like social services need to be involved. Anyway. Instead, they attached the fireflies to the end of their cigars and got out that way. Wait, that was weird. They were sent to the razor house. Sharp blades were supposed to cut them to ribbons. They escaped as a rat would by crawling under the blades. They were sent to the jaguar house. They escaped by feeding the jaguars the bones they had brought along just in case. So, in the underworld, there's a cigar house, a razor house, and a jaguar house. This is a terrible village.
Matt, it's the underworld. I like that the Maya underworld is as it should be. It's got rivers of spikes and blood and pus. It's got houses full of jaguars and razors. I like that. It's not a pleasant place to be.
It's like a music festival. Is that
also, I love how they've just brought bones just in case. Yeah. Oh, bro, pack those bones. You never know what's going to happen.
There's so much confusion here, right? This has to be the first ever 15 out of 10 WTF, right? The twins knew there would be test after test until they finally died. Nobody ever beat the Lords of Death. When a lord said, "Let us see if you can jump over these ovens," the boys jumped into the oven instead and died. What? What?
Wait. So the twins, after all this, have just decided that they're never going to win, so they've just killed themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
They could have just left, I guess. Anyway, the Lords scattered their ashes in the river. That was the only way the twins could have ever come back to life. The life-giving water cooled the fire. Always magical, first the hero twins came back as catfish. Honestly, I feel that a bot
What
has
is
written
happening?
A bot could have written this because this is so illogical. Finally, they turned back into their normal selves. So they catfished, then they turned normal. The hero twins discovered quite by accident that they had picked up some additional powers during their transformation. They could cut themselves up and come back to life again, over and over and over. They could burn a house down and restore it to its original shape. The hero twins travelled from town to town, performing tricks for a living. The Lords of Death heard of their amazing act. They sent the twins an invitation to the underworld, not knowing that they were inviting the very twins they had killed so recently. They should have done a spot check, right? When the twins performed their act, the Lords were delighted.
"Do me next,"
When the Lords cried.
"Chop me up and put me back together again."
The twins were delighted to chop up the Lord. Only, they chopped them up and did not put the Lord back together again. The other Lords knew they had been defeated. Rather than risk losing any more Lords, they sent the twins back to Earth. What the fuck is this story? And after all the sons thereafter, the gods of heaven, who had lent a hand in all this, and who had provided a great deal of magic, although no one knew they except the gods of the heavens, honoured the courage and cleverness of the hero twins by bringing them up to the sky. One twin became the sun, and the other became the moon. The gods of the sky honoured the children of the hero twins by making them the rulers of the earth. The rulers of the earth honoured their parents and the other gods of the sky by giving them the best present they could think of. They built ball courts in every town in the world, and every game played for the rest of the time was played in honour of their fathers and the fathers before them. What the fuck happened there, Dan?
Oh my god, what was that? Wow, what a myth.
We gotta rank this right now because there's so much going on. My head hurts. Alright, Dan, that was a long road to not get very far, do you know what I mean? This is like Deus Ex Machina at plus 20, do you know what I mean?
I feel like I enjoyed that though. There was a lot of stuff I didn't see coming.
It was very funny. It's very, very funny. But yeah, let's crack on to the to ranking section, and this is the part where we kind of summarize things in 4 categories. We have life skills, we have morals, we have creativity, and the WTF factor, which has got 15 today. So, so let's think about life skills. What practical things did we learn? We learned to play ball.
We learned to play ball. We learned not to garden.
Yes, we
learned how to catch rats. We learned how to crawl under razors. We learned how to feed jaguars. We learned how to jump into ovens. We learned how to sit on a bench. We learned how to talk to a wooden statue. We learned how to chop someone up and bring them back together again.
Yeah, and we learned how to defeat the Lords.
We learned how to build ball courts all around the world.
I genuinely and also learn how to become a catfish and come back to life. That's quite a big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also tests upon tests. Actually, the way you phrase that...
We learned if you want to get a job done, just speak to a rat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, genuinely, after that, I think that's a 9 out of 10. Maybe a 10. Cause...
I think it's a 9 or a 10.
Yeah,
maybe a 10. I have no reason not to give
10.
that a 10.
Dan, how's the thing going? The league table?
Matt, let's just say you're in for a treat on your 28th birthday.
Fuck off. If you actually, it's more of an insult on my birthday if you actually did that to me.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Right, morals. What are the moral lessons that we learned? So
You can't beat the laws of death, although you can, kind of.
yeah, if you come back to life, you can. But yeah, I think more the Lord that thing is quite good.
Don't be noisy.
Yeah. Also, I kind of guess that it's okay to fail things the first time. It's about going back to it. You know, it's okay to take your time to complete something. And also, you're gonna fail a lot of tests, but you'll forget them eventually. And also, it's important to impregnate ladies who walk by in your ahead. You know what I mean? But yeah, I kind of like how the brothers always stood together with each other. I think this is a 6 or a 7.
I think a 7.
Let's go for 7. But it's not an 8.
I don't have it too. It wasn't too morally high.
Yeah, let's go for 7. I think 7's good.
Okay, yeah.
Creativity. There's so much here. There's literally there's a moral at the end. Kind of like they come the sun and the moon, and
it had all kinds of twists and turns.
I feel like this is like, can we? Are you happy, Dan, if we just do creativity and WTF in the same bracket? Because I think it's for this myth.
Yeah,
it's very similarly.
They're both getting 10s. We don't even need to go into it.
Yeah, are you happy with that? Because it's it's so
crazy.
mad. Like
Is it crazy? We all know what just went on. That was crazy.
That, I mean, why quantify?
I can't even think about how it would take us 10 minutes just to talk about all the crazy stuff that just happened.
Yeah, but if you'd like to recap it, why don't you just go back? Because it's, oh my god, there's just everything was mad, right? I was there's so many left turns there, but I like doing this miscellaneous because we get to get the highlights of every culture, and every culture is absolutely batshit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that gives us a
what
total.
What do we get then?
A total of 37 in total. Wow. Second highest, I believe.
It is.
Wow, good going. Good going.
Well done, Hero Twins.
You can be my hero twins. You can kiss away the pain.
That's some creepy ASMR.
But yeah, Dan, we should probably head off, but where can people find us online, buddy?
They can go on... Well, they can just go on anything. Spotify, iTunes, all of that stuff. They're listening to it now, man. That's how they found it.
Have you forgot the promo?
You said, where can they find us? The answer is they find us on the way they're listening to it now, on the podcast.
Whereabouts on, followers on social media? Come on, mate.
Oh, at Facebook and Twitter, Miss Podcast.
And also, if you wanted to email us, you can email us at misspodcast@gmail.com.
misspodcast@gmail.com.
Honestly, we haven't really got any correspondence, and to be fair, we haven't really done much output recently, but we're going to try and step that up in the next couple of weeks and get some more regular content. So, if you want to be part of that, please do message us, and we'll love to include you. And, we've got some lifelong fans here who really do enjoy the show, and please connect with us. We'd love to hear you, and be part of the show, and let us know what you're up to. And, and what's new with you. Also, if you can give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because we haven't had one for a while, and it'd be really appreciated.
Well said, Matt. I couldn't put it better myself.
Well, you literally couldn't put it better yourself.
I literally couldn't. Matt, that has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Dan, how are you gonna finish off today's episode?
Probably by doing what I always do, which is about to say something really profound, and then all of a sudden I just...
Did you just cut out? Well, goodbye everyone. He's left me to do it myself. He's muted himself. He's out. He's done. I mean, that was a very, very good move. But anyway, thank you for listening to Myths. I've been Matt Huss. He's fucked off, and we'll see you again soon. Bye everyone. By the way, just to let you know, he's actually gone. That's not me. It's not part of a joke. He's actually gone. Bye, everyone.
Well, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Myths. 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 Myths.
Dan, we should watch a film together at some point. That'd be nice. Did you just meet yourself? Was the prospect of any socialization with me outside this podcast, you just turned off straight away? That was rude. Absolutely rude. He's gone. He's gone. Mr. American.
I haven't gone. I'm here.
There you go. You muted for a second. Dan, are you walking somewhere?
Sorry, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I just realised that my washing machine's going off and it's really pissing me off. It's all beeping.
On top of that, I kind of feel that I like how the brothers have always stayed together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's literally doing a podcast whilst chatting to his
Kimberly says
housemates. That's what's going on? This is unprofessional.
So I had to sort my washing out, and then Kim came downstairs and said to say hey. So I said hey to you. I'm
right,
saying
go
hey.
and get her on the podcast. Go and get her on the podcast.
No, she's.
Go and get her on the podcast.
She's just gone upstairs. She's hungover.